E3 Day 1 is over. We are live. Welcome to the Day 1 of E3 Special of the PRESSURECAST. My name is Colin Tanner. Across from me, Steve Cuff.
Hey.
Holy crap, Steve. This went on a lot later than we expected because there was a 2.5-hour long PC press conference, which last night we started off with the last press conference. We're not doing that tonight. We'll explain later. Safe to say, though, the worst press conference in E3 history and not even worth talking about. Shocked to say that. I'm absolutely shocked. That doesn't matter. We got to start off with how today started off with Nintendo. And frankly, what a weird thing they did this year with the Muppets. I mean, it wasn't the Muppets, but Muppets of Iwata, Muppets of Reggie, Muppets of Miyamoto. I did like the Reggie's puppet. Of course, these are the people that run Nintendo. Mm-hmm. Reggie's puppet was doing push-ups, and he said Nintendo 61, Nintendo 62, Nintendo 63. Like, very funny right there. Before you knew it, they ran in front of a camera. I know we're just going right into it, guys. If you're listening to this, you're like, holy shit, slow down. No, we can't. They ran right onto stage to present E3, and before you knew it, they all transformed into the characters from Star Fox, minus Slippy, because this is a prequel where they have Piggy, whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah, Pigma. Is that it?
Pigma, yeah.
Pigma.
So this is a prequel to Star Fox. It's officially called Star Fox Zero. Why is it Zero? Because the word fox in Japanese text has a circle, and a zero, it looks like the tail. Literally, this is what Miyamoto said. Completely confusing. Oh my God. References to do a barrel roll. So, Star Fox, what can we say about it? You transform into a walking ship, much like the unreleased Star Fox 2.
It looks like a chicken Gundam.
That is very true.
I'm very excited about the chicken Gundam.
So you could transform into a tank, like in the previous entries. In fact, you can even send a little drone to run around on the ground and explore environments for you. If you don't know what Star Fox is, on-the-rails shooter.
Yeah, that's basically it, more or less. Well, I mean, some of the stuff is on rails, and then there's the all-range mode levels where it's more of like an open environment.
Oh, I'm sorry, all-range mode, of course.
Yeah,
all-range, which had a giant boss battle, which was some sort of flame worm. It was like made out of molten lava.
Yeah, and there seemed to be like some sort of like reinterpretation of the Nintendo 64 level that looked like the Independence Day spaceship.
What is that? Kornana City? Whatever they actually dropped the name. They did point out that every form of fire will take place with a single button. That includes your bombs, your charge-up attacks, your single shots. The rest of the buttons will be used for maneuverability, to transform, to do a 180 and turn around. 180, is that the right one? Yeah, that's okay. Do a barrel roll? Do a barrel roll. In fact, yes. And they said that also you're using the right analog stick to speed up and slow down. Also, the gamepad will be in first-person mode, allowing you to move around thanks to the gyro inside of the gamepad. You can actually aim and shoot using the gamepad. No word if you'd have it flat and vertical if you could also use that, or if it would just be a camera.
Yeah, I'm not sure. And hopefully, I'm guessing it's going to be like a Splatoon situation where you'll turn on the game and the motion controls will be on with the gyroscope, and then you can immediately go into a menu and turn them off.
So nice of you, Steve, to just say, thanks for all that hard work, guys. We're turning it right off. Star Fox, when can we play it? Holiday 2015. So no release date, but with Nintendo Directs, we probably will get a release date, I assume, at some point in September, August, whenever that is. Whether that... Here's my question, though. It appeared that because it was based around kanji, that would almost speak to the idea that Japan somehow embraces Star Fox, which historically is not the case. So, I mean, who's the audience for this game beyond Star Fox fans?
Me.
Okay?
That's about it.
You're a Star Fox fan.
Yeah, I love Star Fox.
Who else? Are kids going to get into this title?
I don't know. I would say probably, if only because I'm sure there'll be a bunch of very cute amiibos for them to collect. So
many cute amiibos.
So kids will be into it, and so will toy scalpers.
Excellent. Well, we have Reggie, the president of Nintendo of America. He comes out and says that the theme of today is about transformation. And of course, he referenced the transformation of Star Fox's ship. He talks about universal theme parks. He talks about mobile devices, and then says something about NX, and even references they will not be talking about that today. Check back next year. That's always cool. But he says that transformation creates longevity. And before you know it, we have Mario Maker appear on the screen. He says you can share your created stages, globally with friends. This was in doubt for a while, whether or not it could be shared online. Last E3, there was mixed reports of putting things on thumb drives. Really archaic use.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Oh, that would be very Nintendo if they required that.
It would be. Next up, we have probably, I think, financially the biggest story for Nintendo. Amiibos that have Bowser as well as Donkey Kong.
Well, not Amiibos, though. They're Amiibos / Skylanders. There's a switch that you flip.
They showed a little bit more of this in the treehouse. The way that it works is that the base can be rotated. At one point, it's an Amiibo. At one point, it's a Skylander. And it actually has doubled the memory storage, so you could save your Skylander stuff on there as well as your Amiibo stuff. Basically, it's called Hammer Slam Bowser because he's got a hammer, and he actually becomes Flame Bowser. He has a clown car because this is Skylanders Superchargers, which is all about vehicles. Donkey Kong is turbocharged Donkey Kong, and he has the Barrel Blaster. They showed a demo with just abysmal frame rates. It was baffling. And then they showed a demo that looked a lot better at the Treehouse. Not sure why. Their prepared video presentation decided to show that. I mean, honestly, is it too late for Nintendo to join the Skylanders train?
No, I mean, kids still like Skylanders a lot. Oh, God, little kids love them. Like,
Yeah.
I have friends with small children, and all they talk about are Skylanders and Disney Infinity and Amiibo. Like, all kids want to do is buy plastic figures and make them appear in video games.
And
That's it.
Minecraft.
And Minecraft.
And that's about it. Oh, boy, we're back to the puppets. What are the puppets doing? They're dancing. That was it. They just cut to puppets dancing.
And it was amazing.
Well, it's debatable.
It did the standard Muppet dance thing, too, where they just, like, open the mouth of the puppet and just, like, flail the arms around.
It depends if you're a Muppet person or not. Your enjoyment may vary. They cut to Mario Maker. 8-bit Mario catches a question mark mushroom and turns into Link, and then immediately we're talking about Zelda. So is that part of Mario Maker, or was that merely an intro to Link? Later it was confirmed that these are indeed something you can do in the game, though those mushrooms don't exist. We'll get into what that means later on, just like they did. We have a 3-player 3DS Zelda game, much in the vein of Four Swords. You actually stack on top of each other so that you can reach higher distances, shoot arrows, solve puzzles together, wear new outfits in this fashionable land, because everyone is claiming to be the hero of time. So instead of, eventually doing a DNA test, they say, okay, fine, you can all be the hero of time, and they have to go out and solve everything together. There's going to be tons upon tons of bosses. It is Zelda, Triforce Heroes, and Ananuma loves it. He's, of course, the guy behind Zelda. He's apparently very loud when he plays it, and there is online multiplayer. Steve, you were ecstatic about this game earlier.
Very excited. Yeah, I'm a big Four Swords fan, and it looks like so much fun. And I like the idea of just kind of like cooperative puzzle action games. Like, that's something that I wish more developers would do. And the only thing that I'm a little concerned about is when they were talking about it in typical cryptic Nintendo fashion, it didn't make a lot of sense, like, if you could play it by yourself and just, like, control things individually.
They did.
Okay.
There's going to be apparently 2 dolls that will join you, and you can take control of those dolls.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because I like, when he was talking about, like, wait, is it only online multiplayer? But
I'm beginning to assume that single-player campaign might be even more puzzle elements. Almost, it sounds to me almost like the Lost Vikings in that way.
Yeah.
I know, everybody's always talking about the Lost Vikings.
Oh, those Lost Vikings. You think they get found by now?
Beep, beep. All right, moving on. Hyrule Warriors Legends. This is, of course, the video that already leaked. Nothing new in this trailer whatsoever, although it did say first quarter 2016. This is the port of Hyrule Warriors over to the 3DS, but they said it's a reimagining, and there's lots of stages built around the concept of Wind Waker. And I don't know, it looks quite cool, but we've seen this footage already.
Yeah. It was nothing new. It's pretty cool. I think it'll be a fun game to play on the bus because you and I were talking about it yesterday, I think, where, Hyrule Warriors is the type of game where you can just get in a quick burst of fun from it and then just not think about it for a while and then come back to it. Even when I was playing it on the Wii U, I would play it in like 20-minute bursts and then I'd go do something else and then I would come back. Like, I never played for more than probably 30 minutes at a time.
Maybe you could even just close your 3DS when you can't finish the stage, put in rest mode, come back, and wrap it up. They're all timer-based stages, too, so they really communicate how much time you'll need. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, maybe the objectives are a bit slimmed down instead of having to take on 3 objectives, maybe 1 at a time, 2 at a time.
Sure.
They then cut to the puppets, and Owada breathed too hard and knocked over Reggie. That was a segment.
Yes.
We got our very first look at a brand new Metroid game, Metroid Prime Federation Force. Blink and you missed it. This is a 4-player 3DS first-person co-op game that involves just fighting people. They look like little chibi Samuses, and they're all different colors. They don't look like Samus. They do look like some sort of space pirates.
Sure.
It also has Metroid Prime Blaster Ball. It's a form of soccer where you have to use your missiles and your guns to put the ball into the net.
Now, that was the game they played in the Nintendo World Championship, if I'm not mistaken?
Oh, yeah, it was. No, was it? It was like Ball Blaster or whatever they played.
Yeah.
Wow. It didn't look... I'd have to go back. It looked very different in this demo.
Okay.
But because I don't recall them playing a 3DS during the championship, did they? I didn't watch all of it. Okay, well, there you go. Ball Blaster.
Ball Blaster.
Ball Blaster.
That was Colin's nickname in high school.
Ball Blaster, yeah.
We called him Old Ball Blaster.
Okay, moving over. Wait a minute, real quick. 2016 for that Metroid Prime, not Metroid Prime game.
Yeah.
Mario Maker is back. He turns into Roy for Fire Emblem. What the hell's going on here? Well, before we know it, we are taking a look at Fire Emblem If, as it's known in Japan. But over here, the official name is Fire Emblem Fates. Strangely enough, they don't mention the fact that there's actually 2 versions of the game, much like Pokemon. Failed to mention that. Cell-shaded cutscenes, people getting shot with arrows, like straight up murdered. Looks much darker than the last game. In fact, there's this weird Miyazaki natural deer demon that's standing over a woman. She says, "Kill me if you want, but do it as yourself." What does this mean? Who knows? We don't have time. Because, and they literally didn't have English for this next trailer, even on the title, so you'd have to guess to know what it is. But Shin Megami Cross Fire Emblem, we finally get a look at this. Flying Pegasus in Tokyo, pop songs in Central Square, a guy and girl enjoying coffee before they transform into like fantasy characters, and we see a lot of boob physics and a lot of girls staring at their own boobs. Temples and Tokyo. It's just a lot of juxtaposition between the old and the new. Catchy pop song.
Yeah, and we're getting 2 Fire Emblem games in probably the next year or 2.
Maybe. I mean, this If game, they did say 2016, but I just, I don't know. I mean, we've seen so little about it. It would be quite the feat. Obviously, they're already busy making Persona 5. I can only imagine what they're doing. Let's go back to Iwata, the puppet, looking at bananas.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't he?
Dinosaurs, space, open environments, forests. That's right. It's official. Xenoblade Saga is coming on December 14th. Looking very pretty.
Looks very nice. And as someone who doesn't like Xenoblade, I'm still probably going to buy it the day it comes out because it looks really cool.
So you're back on the train, the Xeno train.
Only so I can hop on and derail it again.
Okay, it's very good. December 14th, mech suits will fight each other. Now Mario turns into some girl. I don't know. I couldn't recognize her. I found out who she was later. That was the Wii Fit trainer.
Yeah, it's Wii Fit trainer, yeah.
But now we're in Animal Crossing on the 3DS. It's Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer hitting the 3DS on September 25th. Basically, imagine SimCity or The Sims meets Animal Crossing. Design has always been a huge part of your own home, but now you're actually building the town, creating classrooms, and adding rugs, televisions, trees, moving houses all together. Very interesting look.
Fashion and design, the running theme in Nintendo's presentation this year.
What has Miyamoto been up to that led him to this? Did he move?
A lot of America's Next Top Model and Project Runway on the DVR.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, that was the only Animal Crossing game we got to look at. Some sort of board game called Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival Holiday 2015. You better believe it. Tap your amiibos. There's mini games. Someone's getting a haircut, catching butterflies. Someone got first place. What the hell is this game? It doesn't look like Mario Kart. It doesn't look like Animal Crossing. It doesn't.
Mario Party?
Yes, it definitely doesn't look like Mario Kart.
Definitely does not look like Mario Kart.
I was accurate in my statement. And it doesn't look like Fortune Street. What the hell is this?
I don't know. I'm guessing it'll probably be like a small downloadable title and just more functionality for your amiibos because they don't have a lot right now.
Maybe. I don't know. 8-bit Mario turns into Yoshi because we are entering Yoshi's Woolly World. This really nice woman is just talking about how she actually made little, plushie Yoshis.
Which are cute as fuck.
And everybody loved it, so now that's what the amiibo is going to be. But we got a little bit more footage of the game. I think I wrote in the notes here, that's why they make the plushie amiibo. Now she has to make them all in a secret basement factory. Yoshi actually turns into a hammer when he does a ground pound. He actually spits out yarn to fill in gaps. He actually builds the blade of a windmill while it's spinning. His legs turn into propellers when he jumps and wheels when he runs.
And Poochie is cute as shit.
Yeah, Poochie is so adorable. He kind of looks like Oddsock, really, from Little Big Planet at this point.
Bit, yeah.
And also, if there's hidden areas, Yoshi can just rip away all the yarn and swallow it before spitting it out again. Apparently, you can actually play with your friends. You can swallow them and... okay. And then spit them back out. I don't like Yoshi games. It looks great.
I don't like Yoshi games. It looks great. I'm very excited for this one. I think it's going to be awesome.
I've been
super excited.
Very clear about how much I don't like Yoshi. Thoughts on Yoshi's Island games? Are you into them?
I like the original Yoshi's Island on the Super Nintendo. I think it's pretty cool. I like Yoshi's Story okay, although it's kind of simplistic. But I guess the key is with any Yoshi game is they're very easy unless you want to make them difficult. So it's
false.
Easy.
Yoshi's New Island is not going to be hard.
I haven't played it.
Don't.
But yeah, so with Yoshi games, you can run through the levels pretty easily, but it takes a hell of a lot of effort to get to 100% levels.
Absolutely. Especially Yoshi's Island, the original. Really a fantastic game. Okay, so now we're back over. We have level 5. What are they going to show off? Yokai Watch is indeed coming to America. Yokai Watch, the game that really probably doesn't belong in the United States at all. These are ghosts or just yokais. They're spirits.
Looks like a Pokemon watch.
It is. There's over 200 of these characters. They actually live inside your watch. You do capture them. Each yokai represents something. They showed in the Treehouse event afterwards, if you jaywalk a number of times, the spirit of jaywalking comes out to attack you. But as I understand, on an IGN podcast maybe last year, Mark McDonald tried to explain the difficulties of translating this game, and he brought up the yokai, the ghost, who makes the bath too hot. Because we all know when we get into that bath and it's too hot, we all, it's kind of a reference, like when you're saying like, woof, it's almost like I went into the bath too hot and everyone in the room laughs. Ha ha ha. No, that's what they do in Japan. America does not understand these concepts.
Yeah.
So good luck on translating. Hope 8 for Play is taking care of that.
Well, and even if it's just weird, I guess that's okay.
Sure.
Like if it's just like weird Bizarro Land Pokemon, that's fine. I'll take that.
Also, worth noting that Yokai Watch, the battles are automative. They take care of themselves. You actually have to tap and do little mini games on the screen below to charge them up. So more of an active game than a strategic one, sort of like Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Though you do want to pick which yokais you release on other particular yokais. By the way, the town is called Springdale. I wrote that down. Good for me. Holiday 2015. So here's what we've got. Mario turns into Luigi. What's going on here? We've got Paper Mario. We've got 3D Mario, and they're united in one giant RPG. We get an opportunity to see how the 3D Marios can't fit through this crack, so Paper Mario slips right through. We see that Paper Mario actually is turned into a paper airplane, and they all glide on him as they're running away from a giant Goomba. They're playing tennis together, and even the Paper Mario turns into giant Mech Mario and has a giant battle and stomps a giant Goomba and giant things, and that is... wow, I didn't even write down the right title. I wrote Pario.
Pario?
So Mario and Luigi, the Mario and Luigi series, which are numerous, Paper Jam. So we're mashing up the two styles of Mario RPGs, and we're bringing them together.
Yeah, and it looks like, I don't know, if you took A Link Between Worlds and filtered it through the Mario and Luigi RPG series, that's basically what you get. So you have this mechanic where you're playing with like the flat Paper Mario, and then just, of course, the hilarious comedy of Bowser yelling at Paper Bowser and things like that.
There's Paper Peach.
Paper Peach.
Paper everybody. And honestly, if I had to pick, I would say that the Dream Team series, or whatever you want to call it, the Mario series, probably has more hits than the Paper Mario series, but nothing, and I mean nothing's touching Thousand Year Door's reign of excellence. An amazing RPG, one of the best of the past 10 years.
No, yeah, I've had a lot of fun with all those games. I think they're really smart, and it's fun to watch Nintendo in a situation where they're actually poking fun at themselves a little bit. The only Mario RPG I don't really like is Sticker Star. I could not get through it.
It's
it
okay.
was tedious.
But it's not great. It's okay. That's not good enough for a Paper Mario game. When you go to Paper, even the Wii one I thought was rather excellent, where you could go into the third dimension. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Now we have something really cool. We have a brand new Mario Tennis. That's right, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash Holiday 2015. Now those super giant mushrooms from the new Super Mario Brothers games, or at least the first one before they got rid of them. Well, I guess the mushroom is making a comeback, and it makes your tennis player gigantic, and now you can jump when you play tennis. How cool is that?
Very cool.
Didn't get a whole look at the stages or anything like that.
Well, and now that the Virtua Tennis series is officially 100% dead and off of Steam, this is basically your only chance to play tennis in any way, shape, or form.
You know what? I was feeling pretty good, Steve. You just brought me down, man. Just bring me down, man.
Hey, Shenmue has made over $2 million, Colin.
I still don't know how to feel. I really don't.
Well, you gotta feel all the feels.
I wanted to make that video today, and I couldn't even press record. I went, I don't know, man. I listened to a podcast. They were talking about it, and every time they said it, it felt not real. I don't know how to explain. I feel like that there's I need to go see a therapist about Shenmue 3.
I'm gonna buy you a forklift for your birthday.
Actually, I need a psychologist because maybe I need some drugs. I don't know. Now we get to the meat and potatoes of the show. We've got Mario fucking Maker. We see Miyamoto along with his longtime partner. I forget his name. I wrote it down here somewhere.
Gray hair, glasses, goatee man.
Takashi Tezuka. They talk about how they used to actually just draw on graph paper stages for Mario and then hand them to the programmers. They show the original art design, which involved being in a mushroom shooting fireballs, which I guess disproves that myth that Mario was supposed to have a gun. Miyamoto did explain that shooting was a huge element, original design. I guess that's what he meant. And we also get a good look at the wax paper they would put over said designs to create alterations to that design.
It was amazing seeing that stuff. And I was talking to Colin earlier, and I was saying that when you look at like the design documents that they had, there was like little cartoon doodles and stuff like that. But then when you actually look at the graph paper, it was very reminiscent of like the game map walkthrough layout things they would put in Nintendo Power. So it was kind of cool to see the the lineage there.
Or the way that we played
amazing.
Metroid. Growing up and taking the graph paper. Well, here's what we've got. If you use the 8-bit Mario in Mario Maker, you will be able to become super giant Mario Mushroom. That's one thing they wanted to point out because there's an 8-bit amiibo, which looks okay.
I think it looks really cool. It's got like I don't know, it looks neat. I like it.
I mean, if it was made out of candy, I'd be excited because it looks delicious. But
I don't know. I really want a Yarn Yoshi amiibo, and I really want a 30th anniversary Mario amiibo, and I can't even fucking do amiibos. I can't do it. I almost bought the squid ones, but then I couldn't.
Well, you better get some amiibos because if you tap your amiibo onto the gamepad with any amiibo, it sounds like Wii Fit Trainer was referenced. Roy. I wonder. Oh my God, Kirby. I can't wait. You can transform into those characters inside of Mario Maker. It doesn't change the way they move. It doesn't change the way they control, but they have a different sprite.
And they different sound effects too. Like when the Wii Fit Trainer would jump, she would make like her Wii Fit noises.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Miyamoto does go over Game Design 101, explaining how Stage 1-1 functions and how, hey, look here. When you jump over this thing, there's actually just a regular pit, and you won't die. And now here's a bombless pit, so that one prepares you for that one. It was just really interesting to hear him talk.
Really cool.
Where's our post-mortem on that? Fucking hell.
Well, yeah, and just that little 3 minutes, I was just like, oh my God, I want to watch 2 hours of this.
Oh yeah.
Please, for the love of God.
Please. Before he gets killed in a bike accident. You know it's going to happen sooner or later. So Mario Maker, there's really nothing more we could say that we didn't say about the Nintendo World Championships. It looks incredible, stacking enemies on top of each other, making outrageous stages.
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
And it comes on the 11th of September, according to the screen. Why? Because they didn't want to say arriving September 11th. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
11th of the September. What do we do? Everything else is like basic dates or holidays. They had to, switch around. Anyway, that's coming to Best Buy today. If you're listening to this, you've got 4 to 8. And then again on Saturday, I'll try and make
Never
stuff
forget.
by. Never forget. Then, we see some 8-bit footage, 3-bit footage, Super Mario footage. But now we see a small girl playing the theme on a piano. There's a kid playing guitar. A woman whistles.
God.
The girl playing ocarina, people running around.
They're all these people. It's basically like
North
a montage
Korean-
of YouTube clips of people playing the Super Mario theme.
I thought it was a North Korean string band at one point. I really did.
Oh, the women with the harpsichords or whatever. Yeah.
So that was it. They've launched Let's Super Mario, which super I guess is a verb now. So Let's Super Mario, everybody. Go to letssupermario.com and share your Mario experiences. Dubstep Mario sucks, by the way, which they played at the end of there. The treehouse started up. The microphones didn't work. Miyamoto spoke in Japanese. No one was translating for him until afterwards. Bill Trimman was there, thankfully, to pick that up. And then they just, they said all the things they showed. Fall, early 2016. But more things to come soon. Looking forward to that. Obviously, we have a lot of questions about the upcoming Zelda game. So there we have it. Nintendo, not direct, live E3 event. A through F. Steve, what are you going to give them?
I'll give them a B+. I mean, they didn't really surprise me with anything. Everything that I saw, I kind of figured would be there. So that was a little bit of a letdown, maybe. But everything that I saw, I liked, and it just highlighted Nintendo's whimsy and weirdness.
You like the Animal Crossing amiibo game? There, you like that? Do you like that?
No, I guess I don't dislike it. I mean, it would give me something to do with my fucking amiibos.
You're really gonna play that Xenoblade Chronicles?
I am gonna play the Xenoblade. If you can get me excited for Xenoblade Chronicles, then you've done your job. So yeah, B+.
Okay. I'm gonna have to give that F. F, because
Alan
no
hates
Shenmue
kids.
3.
No
And now that I know it's real, now nothing can live
Is
up
there
to
a
it.
Wii U stretch
We're
goal?
grading on a curve. No, okay. Seriously, I would have to give that a solid B. I thought that they really did a lot of cool things, but unfortunately, a lot of the trailers didn't show gameplay, and that's really important. Shin Megami Fire Emblem, no gameplay. Fire Emblem, very little gameplay. The Zelda game was cool. Star Fox was interesting, though I can't help but feel a little underwhelmed until they explain those online components, because they're coming up. So I have to give it a B because they didn't tell us enough about any of the titles, but the titles they showed off were interesting and exciting. Mario Maker, good God, I can't wait. I can't.
It'd be a lot of fun.
Like I said earlier, it's the little big planet you actually want to make something in. And just that graph paper.
And
God.
Nintendo's one of those companies.
Oh my God! Wait! The kitten paw. When you're drawing on the tablet.
Oh yeah,
on the TV,
it was a
it's
kitten paw. Yeah.
Oh my God!
That's gonna be cool.
I lost all credibility just now. Please, what are you saying?
I was just gonna say, it's weird because Nintendo's one of those companies where when they just show us a cutscene or whatever, I don't instantly get concerned and be like, oh, it's bullshit. They're gonna push something weird on me. I know what's coming from a Fire Emblem game, or I know what's coming from Shin Megami Tensei or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
so I understand your apprehensions, but at the same time, I'm like, they're not gonna fuck it up.
But I mean, we're going into 2016, less than 6 months from now. Now would be the time to show off something. They do have plenty of Nintendo Directs. Hell, we could have a number of game announcements before the end of the year. Still for E3.
I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped some game footage on us at some point this week, because that's their favorite thing to do. Is they sort of trickle things in throughout the week.
Trickle-down economics, Nintendo style. I trickle down the pizza. That's offensive. All right.
Trickle down the pizza.
Well, we had little to no time to breathe because before you know it, Square Enix was ready to...
Put me to sleep?
Okay, yes, this is a boring press conference. It's a lot of stuff we already covered, so we're not going to talk about it as much detail. Just Cause 3, everything blows up. Helicopters, bikes, jets, cars, crumbling statues and buildings. A bridge is collapsing. It looks like if it's man-made, it can go to the ground.
Looks like Just Cause, basically.
It's very, very, very exciting. Phil Rogers takes the stage. I thought he was a very good opening presenter, actually saying, I hope you've seen the difference in how we've been working. He's talking about how they didn't like Final Fantasy XIV, and they fixed it up, and that they're becoming more open-minded, allowing Just Cause 2 mods to become official, which we'll get into that. Just Cause 3, of course, they take the stage with it. It's arriving December 1st. The grapple hook now has multiple grapple lines, much like that other popular mod that we saw. The windsuit looks really fast, really fun. Parachute actually lets you use 2 armed weapons now, 2-handed weapons, so you can shoot bazookas and all that bullshit. Really cool. Mediterranean-inspired world.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic, but not really anything we haven't seen before.
Yeah, it doesn't look markedly different from, aside from being shinier, it doesn't look that different from Just Cause 2, which I guess I'm okay with, because as far as, open world blow shit up games,
right.
I don't think there's a game that embraces, silliness and chaos on the level of Just Cause, with the exception of maybe, Saints Row.
Mercenaries? The original?
Yeah, Mercenaries. Holy
I
shit.
guess.
Hey, there's a game with a bad frame rate.
I like Mercenaries.
It's good. I like Mercenaries too.
I played on the Xbox. So it had a good frame rate.
But yeah, it's just so fun. It's so cool to just like, I don't know. There's this great video that I think really encapsulates why Just Cause is so fun and so weird. And someone made a video of "My Heart Will Go On," the song.
Oh yeah,
he's playing
Titanic.
And there's this like little old lady, and he grapples his grappling hook to her.
Yeah.
And then he grapples it to like an F-16,
right?
And then takes off in the jet, and she's just like behind the F-16 flailing around, and then he just parachutes out.
I know, it's so good.
It's beautiful.
It's worth noting you can now adjust the tension of the grapple rope. They did show multiple helicopters strung together, crashing into one another. They did, at one point he said, his vast arsenal and his unlimited supply of C4. That big exclamation point over my head. Will we have unlimited C4 in this game?
I hope so.
That would be incredible.
But yeah,
80 different vehicles worth noting, including monster trucks, F1 cars, tractors, helicopters, and all structures blow up in real time, randomly.
I like how they called the dump truck a tractor in that fucking trailer, too.
I know. I was like, that's a tractor.
It's like, tractor. Tractor what?
Yeah, I played Farming Simulator. I know what the fuck a tractor is.
He's got the Farming Simulator hat. He
You've
knows.
seen the hat. Now see the movie.
So, yeah, I mean, Just Cause 2, I didn't give a shit about the story missions or anything, but like as just like a toy box of destruction, it's very fun.
Okay. Next we have probably an announcement that will probably be announcement of the show for a number of people, but a very small number of people. We have this trailer. Kind of looks like Eco. There's a giant treehouse.
Oh, God.
We got the game designer from Revengeance. What the hell's going on here? The director of Drinking Guard and Nier. Well, I guess he needs to do something after Nier failed. So what's he going to be doing? Well, the name Nier flashes, and it looks like they're building a subtitle to Nier, and it disappears. Like, literally, I wrote, it's called Nier. No, the name went away. Nier's protagonist is back. The crowd is muttering, going, what the hell? What is going on here? It's coming to PlayStation 4. They announced the people on stage. No one claps. By the way, take note of that. The director...
No one has ever clapped for Nier.
The director is wearing a moon face with a giant smile. Yeah. It's the image to the show, so just take a look in your podcast description here.
And there's no reference or anything. He just, like, I guess it's a Nier character, but he doesn't say that. He just walks out, does his thing, plays it straight, and leaves.
And sounds like a drive-in speaker. He's just... And it's just like, hello, this is... Oh, by the way, translators, sometimes there, sometimes not.
Yeah, nodding off, falling asleep more than I was.
I wrote down the quotes. I'm the director of the game. This is really weird. He even said, I don't really have anything to do here, but if I say things like that, people will get angry. Cool. The guy seems cool, legit cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, they said that do not fear, the spirit of the game will continue because they have the original director. They all leave the stage. We have Tomb Raider footage, except the audio is terrible. Sounds like Laura's coming from a tin can, and it's the exact same trailer from yesterday. They said they want to make her as human as possible. We get a documentary of just messing around with her face, showing off her pores. She has pores. Did you hear she has pores? Because they mentioned she has pores again. And not only that, they show her covered in blood. They talk about eyelashes. The stream starts freaking out, facial movement. It does look rather good. And yeah, they said they're going to put the tombs back in Tomb Raider.
That's good. That was one of my chief complaints. No rating of tombs.
And she will go to Tombs because they've announced the next mobile title, Lara Croft Go. For the makers of Hitman Go, you'll be exploring, some cel-shaded isometric world, all with one-touch gameplay.
It's like Lara Croft's Monument Valley.
It really looked like that. Oh my God. Then we had a montage of, the upcoming Heavensward expansion for Final Fantasy XIV, Life is Strange, Dragon Quest Heroes, and all set to what I would guess is originally produced TNA music. It was absolutely awful. Shinji Hatamoto, the producer of Kingdom Hearts, takes the stage, talks, completes his speech without one translation.
Pretty cool.
What do we get to see next? The exact same trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake. And that was it. He says, I can't talk about it. Please stay tuned. More to come this winter. Okay.
Oh, Squaresoft. We'll get it in 5 years. Don't worry.
But don't worry. He says that the PC port will be coming to iOS this summer and the PlayStation 4 in the winter. And finally, yeah, that's still happening.
So you're going to get oh, Jesus. Squaresoft, you love money too much.
It's very confusing. Don't worry, because he says, finally, we're going to get to Kingdom Hearts. The audience starts cheering, which they would continue to do for Kingdom Hearts in the most annoying way possible. But guess what? It's a mobile game. It uses 2D for the characters, 3D for the backgrounds. Looks like that awful, Final Fantasy game that was all about the battles, and you combine all the heroes.
All
together.
the bravest?
The bravest. Absolutely awful. There is a kitten in a beaker for some reason in this trailer, and the kitten plays a pretty huge role. There's Cloud. There's all the protagonists from the games. Snow White, Aladdin. It did look, it looked okay. I'll take it back. It looked all right. It seemed to be recreating iconic moments from the movie, so why not? Finally, and by the way, it's called Kingdom Hearts Unchained, coming to North America soon. Finally, we get Kingdom Hearts 3. Some guy keeps yelling, "Oh my God," in the most annoying way possible. And then Sora's fighting fucking bulls. The enemies have bubble shields, but then he uses his super attack, and before you know it, neon teacups from Disneyland are spinning around killing people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts is definitely one of those series where you need to know everything and then maybe read a couple of wiki articles on it, and then maybe you'll understand what's going on.
Really, I think it's the fan fiction that explains it.
That's it, yeah.
By the
Especially
way,
that slash fiction.
there is a boy with black hair who represents good, and a boy with white hair who represents bad. What? They swapped them, and they're playing chess, and white hair's playing black, and black hair's playing white, and they say, we all know how the story ends, and he says, oh, I'm going to change it. What? What is going on in here?
The key, Goofy, Mickey Mouse.
Thank you! Thank you! Some idiot in the audience just keeps yelling thank you after the trailer, like the most obnoxious, immature thing you could possibly do. At least someone showed some energy, I suppose. Anyway, it is time for Hitman. Oh, and World of Final Fantasy, but it's the exact same fucking trailer. It was apparently, it's designed for any age and any gameplay. Simple, but deep, maybe based around towers. Thanks for nothing. They move on to Hitman. It really is just called Hitman. It is coming out on December 8th. It is just a digital release. And it's basically going to be this online game where occasionally you'll have a target show up. You only have 48 hours to kill that target. And if you miss, that's it. He's gone forever and never coming back. Bum.
I still can't get past the tagline for the game.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
The tagline for the game is A World of Assassins, which sounds like the most terrifying thing. Why would I want to be in a world of assassins? Jesus.
Ubisoft would love it if you would be in a world of assassins.
Yeah, seriously.
Every NPC has a name. The locations are larger. Every room matters. It allows you to do a number of things. You could do mass murder. You could do stealth. You could create your own contracts. It looks very exciting. They do show, basically 47 walking up and killing the guy, straight up with an axe to his chest, or being a bartender and poisoning him. So lots of different ways to kill him. That looks quite good. Coming out on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC December 8th. We get a montage that shows off the Hitman Sniper game, a short reference to Triad Wars, which is the Sleeping Dogs MMO. Good to see that they're at least still referencing that. It will never come out. Oh, and he's slamming a man's head into a car door. Very cool. Final Fantasy 15, and that's how we're going to see of it for the entire show. Star Ocean 5.
That looked really bad.
Yeah.
Did not look good.
Were they fighting a dolphin at the end?
I don't know. I mean, Star Ocean, I've never really gotten into it. When was the first Star Ocean game? Was it PS1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
More like, I would honestly, it's either PS1 or PS Fun, because I had a delightful time with Star Ocean on the PlayStation.
Yeah, the original Star Ocean, I know I played it, and I know I beat it, but I couldn't tell you anything about it. Like, it's just, like, it's this blur of JRPG. It's in there somewhere. I don't know.
Well, it's no Frontier Saga, I'll tell you that.
But yeah, this new one does it. No.
But they did point out that this is all about seamlessness, going from exploration to battle without stopping. So it's real-time battle. He said he's doing this because he doesn't want the game to be a movie. Sounds like he's kind of knocking, Xeno Chronicles from back in the day, or Xenosaga.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was making a cut at it. He said, yeah, that footage is 30 frames, but please expect 60 frames when it's released. Okay. Let's, we normally, this is not a regular episode of PRESSURECAST, so we shouldn't have Idiot of the Week. But, Well, okay, Mary Ann something is out there to represent Deus Ex. It takes place 2 years after Human Resolution. Now augmenteds or Augs are hated. They're called terrorists. They live in an Aug-only ghetto because of the mechanical apartheid.
Yeah. So we compare apartheid to being a cool robot guy.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's like,
I suppose
cool robot guy. Yeah, I don't think you're a lot like, indigenous people being oppressed by imperialist assholes.
No, but all right, I want to be real with you right here. That totally belongs in this game. But this is nothing that X-Men hasn't done for 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
But the game can do it in a way that will slowly dole out this information where we can write our think pieces comparing it to apartheid. We can do that then. But if you get up on stage, you're just like, yeah, it's mechanical apartheid. They live in Aug ghettos. You're like, are you insane?
Yeah.
Are you insane? That's like,
why would you say that?
it's like if you try to explain the storyline to Life is Beautiful in about 3 sentences, you'd sound like an asshole. You need the 2.5 hours to actually make it make sense. Why would you get up there and say that and just be like, Augs are feared and they have to live in their own villages? Don't use the word ghetto. Don't say ghetto when you're on the stage. Don't say apartheid on the stage.
Yeah, a lot of loaded phrases. And it's just like, stop. Just stop. It's just like grizzly white man Adam Jensen, who has like the personality of, I don't know, a bag of Wonder Bread, maybe.
I'm a bag of Wonder Bread. I lost my arms once.
Grizzly.
I got superpowers now.
I can get steel arms. I smash through walls. I grab you.
My ending sucked.
Adam Jensen.
So here's what we know. Jensen has joined Interpol. But wait, he's a double agent for some secret hacker activist groups. He's got his PEPS gun built in. No explanation of what that was. Just use the term PEPS gun. Sure, whatever. Now his nanoblades can not only jettison out to stab people, but be projected from a long range. Play how you want. Here's the trailer.
Yeah.
Trailer was actually pretty cool because Jensen's mad about a bombing that killed innocent people. He says, I'm here to bring you in. And the guy's like, don't you see, Jensen? I don't know who that guy is.
Are you ready to play some Call of Duty in an electric beehive? Let's do it.
Don't you realize the apartheid that's taking place here? Hold on, gotta go back to the ghetto. You know? What the hell? Robot ghetto.
I saw District 9 last week. This is totally apartheid.
See, District 9, the director didn't come out and say, it's alien ghettos and apartheid. Like, you don't say it. It's called subtext.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, Detective Vision. I'm sorry, that's the Batman phrase, but I'm fucking using it. That's
you
back.
mean Witcher Wild Hunt Vision?
Oh, yeah. No, what is that actually known? It's like Wild Vision or something? I don't know.
Wild Vision.
But he's actually in, I guess, what we consider the bombed-out ghetto. Someone is controlling the guy he's trying to arrest's arm. We don't know what's going on there. But the guy that he's trying to arrest is like, look, I'm an augmented like you. We need to work together. So it looks like he's going to be facing a little bit of conflict about who to trust. And at the end, we have one of the best lines ever written. I can only fight enemies I see. Then isn't it time to bring them into the light? Yeah, that's a good strong note to end it. Early 2016.
Wow.
Oh my God. We have the president and CEO, Yosuke Matsuda. Now, this will all sound maybe nationalist or slightly racist unless I preface this. This man is very wealthy. This man could go anywhere in Tokyo and people would be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and try and pay him as much respect. He's a powerful man. He controls a very powerful, influential, historic company. And he walks on this American stage to speak English and nothing goes right. He's looking at the teleprompter. He's looking at the audience. Every time he looks at the audience, he flubs. And he flubs for literally every other word for 2.5 minutes straight. Here's what I wrote. Looks at the monitor, looks at the audience, looks at the monitor, looks at the audience, long gulp. There's just a point where he just went, and I thought it was because he was waiting for the teleprompter to advance, but it was clear he's just like, what is going on? He says that Final Fantasy Portal app is coming this summer, whatever that is.
Portal app?
One more thing, a new RPG started by a studio, a new RPG from a studio that was just established called Tokyo RPG Factory. I'm sure Ideas Factory just loves that name. Thanks for just taking it.
It's actually a new venture for CNC Music Factory.
It is Project Setsuna. It is coming in 2016. There's a giant machine in snowy mountains. It was very beautiful, just concept art. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Highly recommend everyone checks it out. Couldn't understand anything he's saying. There's just a point. He goes, there's a lot to expect from our friends, franchises. Stumbling like a Jerry Springer guest. I guess I thought that was clever this morning. Finally looks at the teleprompter. In the background, we see a montage. There's clearly someone, Sora with a laser gun in Kingdom Hearts 3. He decides to bring out everyone to share in the awkward. So everyone that was presenting goes back on stage and is clapping. The audience is not clapping. We even get Moonhead directors out there really sticking out. And you can tell when he's saying goodnight that the people behind him want to laugh at his broken English. You can tell in their faces they want to laugh so hard. And they have a brief photography event only available to the press.
Oh, God.
That was the end of Square Enix. Steve, A through F.
You know, last night when we recorded the podcast, I think I gave Bethesda like a C+, which
Now,
in retrospect, I feel like I was a bit harsh.
it was a limited show.
Yeah,
but
it was limited, but then I was just like, you know what, Fallout 4 looks fucking awesome, and Doom will probably be cool, and I was just being a wiener about it, and maybe I was a little bit grumpy. So you know what, I would raise up Bethesda's grade, especially after comparing them to Square Enix, which I will give a solid C-.
I'm just showing you my PC notes, by the way. Look at how small this is.
Oh, God, yeah.
Look how big the text is.
Yeah, the
So-
Square Enix show sucked, but we're going to get into the apex of suck in a little bit.
Yes. What are you going to give it?
C-.
Okay, I gotta give it a C. If you remove the problem is that all the games look great. We've just already seen them. Some of the games are too early, but they are promising ideas. But nothing said, whoa. I mean, nothing that we hadn't already seen. We saw it at Microsoft. We saw it at Sony. I mean, for lack of a classier term, they blew their load. It was over.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I'm interested in, I had already seen. And if there's one thing I can count on Square Enix to do, it's to show me something that looks cool in preview footage and then fuck it up.
Yep.
So,
Very true.
looking forward to that.
Lastly, we have the worst press conference in E3 history. I am flabbergasted. I am stunned. I am shocked. I am not someone that just goes, PC elitists. Like, I'm not hating anybody. Do I play on PC? Hell yeah, me and Brandon play Grand Theft Auto 5 all the time. Until Steve gets it, then we're not going to play anymore. We don't want to play with Steve. Steve's a jerk. Steve's a big jerk. We don't like playing with Steve.
I just want to go play golf.
Really? Would you do that?
Yeah.
They never want to play golf.
They never want to play golf? Yeah.
We all play tennis?
Yeah, we'll play golf and tennis.
Oh my God, man. We gotta talk
I gotta get on
afterwards.
GTA Online. So
Can we talk about this for the next segment?
Yeah.
Because
Do you want to do some ultra violence? Nah, I was thinking we hit the back nine.
all right, PC gaming starts it off.
There's not much to say.
An orchestra, strings, fetishization of technology, as you said.
Yeah, it was very
The objectification of objects.
it was very sexualized. Like it was like a sizzle reel, but they were just showing someone like putting a PC together, but it was just like connections going together,
Ooh,
things plugging into
thermal-paced.
things. Yeah, it was, but it wasn't. It seemed like it was not supposed to be satirical in any way. And then they tried to get a little tongue-in-cheek at the end where they took like a Mountain Dew bottle.
Without the
Without the
label.
label, because of course. And they like put it into a nice wine glass and like swirled it around.
Was it a wine glass or a champagne flute? I really
don't-
couldn't
it
decide because it
doesn't-
looked too wide for one
Yeah.
and too tall for the other.
I don't know. So, and I think that sort of sums up the whole presentation, really, where they don't know if they want to be like, this is a serious conference where we're really going to celebrate what PC games are all about, or if they're just sort of going to just half-ass it and be like, haha, look, a joke, Mountain Dew, because video games.
Sean, Day 9 Plot, takes the floor. He's hosting a talk show, apparently. They have a couch. John Gibson from Killing Floor 2 shows off the game. Very cool looking violence. Blood splatters everywhere. It's cool.
They got Gore-Tex, which is not the stuff that you line winter clothes with to stay warm.
They do show off Rising Storm 2, which is that Vietnam, RTS, whatever it is. I never played it. Third-person shooter, whatever it is.
Familiar. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
It actually looked quite cool. Star Citizen. We had that Robert guy. I can't remember his fucking name. It's so late. Thank you very much. Let's just point this out real quick. No, actually, Guess how long this press conference was after we get through all this information?
Forever.
We have footage of mocaps for Star Citizen. The facial animation looked absolutely incredible, as does everything with Star Citizen. What do you expect? Richard Huddy from AMD shows off the Radeon R9 390. He promises things like everything is smooth, there's no tearing, VR, DirectX 12. They're not here to trick you. Customer loyalty. 2 CPU cores are possible with DirectX 12, so this will be good. Nitro card, 4GB card, $400. 8GB card, Deus Ex. We already saw that. Guy yells Half-Life 3. Assassin's Creed. No, wait, it's Total War. Oh wait, no, it's not Total War. It was just a trailer celebrating the series. There's like a Total War Warhammer game.
But they didn't call it Total Warhammer. That's the most depressing part.
Fable Legends, gigantic. Same trailers we already saw.
Everything you've already seen. I would say 95% of the things that were shown were trailers we've already seen.
Rod Ferguson says Gears of War Ultimate Edition is coming to PC. Everyone's very excited. Euro Truck Simulator, no more. It's American Truck Simulator that's going to be taking place in America. That looks quite nice. Mm-hmm. One genuine good thing I saw in here.
Yeah, I saw a few.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's things that I'm interested in, like the new Fulbright game. I think will be fun.
We'll get there.
I already saw the footage.
Steve, just chime in because I'm going to blast through all these. Just whenever you're like, hold up, playa. It's going to be a tag. Never mind. What's VR's killer app? Apparently it's Eve Valkyrie. They show off the game, lots of ships exploding. They show footage of the host just going, whoa, with an Oculus on. Before you know it, they're off stage. Dean Hall is in. He's talking about Ion. He shows off a trailer that we already saw at Microsoft about 36 hours before. Okay, it's isometric. It has a 3D environment. Apparently there was a glitch where everyone's organs fell out if you clicked on them. All we know is that the people have organs. That's all we know about the game.
Science fiction and organs. What else do you need?
She's asking about DayZ. Why did you leave DayZ? It's a fucking interview chat show.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a press conference.
Yeah, and again, one of the reasons why this failed so horribly is it felt like something that either would have worked better in print or...
There's nothing left here.
That's it? That's all you wrote?
No, there's barely... I've got less than... Jesus. 4 sentences.
So yeah, it would have worked better in print, or if each one of these like sit-down interviews was done as like an individual like YouTube video, as like a vignette, and then you could just watch them all in a playlist if you hated yourself or something, or watch the other. I don't know.
Launch it all at the same time, and then everyone could just explore and be like, "Oh my god, I'm going to share this on Reddit," and everybody looks at it. Pillars of Eternity, cool for Obsidian. They have a brand new expansion pack, the White March, new level cap, blah 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 blah.
Guild Wars. It's the guy who
Planet Coaster is going to be a game. That's where you actually make a theme park. It looks really good.
Oh, yeah, that did look fun. That was nice.
American Truck Simulator, Planet Coaster. The two surprises of the show I really, really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Guild Wars 2, PvP, you take over bases. Oh my god, it's the CEO of AMD. We've been waiting forever to see what's in this fucking suitcase. That's right, at the beginning of the show, he was given a suitcase. What's in there? I don't know. R9 Radeon Nano, very small card, can produce 4K. Very cool. It's a video game system is in the briefcase. It has 16 teraflops of whatever.
Looks like a companion cube with the middle cut out.
There are 2 GPUs in it, which is awesome because Windows 10 will take advantage of that. Apparently, it's upstairs already running VR demos. Okay. Arma 3 has a new island called Tanoa, or as I called it, Tano when I saw it.
What? Tano?
Which is my nickname, of course. Colin Tano.
Kyle was in full-blown old man mode at that point, and he's like, Tano!
I was walking around and yelling for a lot of this. We saw a little bit more of Beyond Eyes. It's the game with the blind girl. It turns out she lost her kitten. You fucker! Whoever's making this game, stop it. You're going to make me cry. Splash Damage shows off that other game that they're working on.
You know that thing.
Whatever. It looks like...
Brink 2, Electric Boogaloo.
It looks like Payday meets Team Fortress.
Oh, Dirty Bomb.
Yeah. Take on Mars, that Arma game, is now a standalone expansion. Cliffy B shows Blue something, Blue Streak, whatever it's called.
Eiffel 65.
Blue da ba da da. Very true. We have a Chinese temple. His game's being made with Unreal 4. We learned nothing. StarCraft 2 expansion, Legacy of the Void, is going to close out that DLC trilogy. That's pretty cool. It's free to everyone. Even people without the game, I guess.
Yeah, that was a weird thing, but I don't know how that's going to work, but sure.
We saw Soma. We saw like that Homer game.
No.
We saw the Homer game, the Hunger Games. We saw
Soma,
them. I'm
isn't
so
that, was
fucking
that
loopy.
trailer? They already showed the Soma trailer, right? Like,
Yeah,
that was nothing
yeah.
new. Okay.
Which we already saw at Microsoft.
Yeah.
Yeah. No Man's Sky coming to PC and PS4 at the same time.
And they showed the old trailer for that.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. The only other thing I can think of that I thought was cool, but they handled it wrong, was there's a couple of gameplay demos. One for Strafe and one for a game whose name I can't remember, but it looks like Binding of Isaac mixed with Ikaruga, which is really cool.
Yeah, I walked out at that point.
Yeah.
I actually walked out of a press conference.
And so here's why it sucked, because they had these gameplay demos going, and they had the games muted. And then they just kept like switching over to this camera of just like the guy playing, just like holding the controller playing.
Without seeing the footage of the game.
Yeah, it sucked. It really sucked.
Procedurally generated, whatever game that was. You were into that.
Yeah, both of those games are going to be cool, but like that was just the worst way to show them. And then, I don't know, like I'm really interested in the new Fulbright game, like I said.
Saw it at Microsoft.
Yeah, but we saw the trailer at Microsoft, and they didn't probe him. He didn't ask him any questions. We learned nothing about anything. It was a complete waste of time.
A through F. 2.5 hours, by the way. 2.5 hours!
Yeah, I mean, it's an F. Don't watch it unless you haven't seen anything else from E3 and you only play on the PC. Then I guess watch it because you're going to see all this shit for the first time. But if you've watched all the other press conferences, this was horrible. I would rather put my dick on a fucking cinder block and smash it with a rubber mallet.
Copyright James Rolfe. No. Sorry, I had to bring it up. I do it too all the time. I too would have to give it an F because while you said if you haven't watched the other press conferences, no, Steve, I'm going to disagree. Because if you watch the other press conferences together, they're shorter than this press conference, and you get more information. Because you actually see the trailer. You actually hear the sound. They brought out these developers. They're like, wow, so yeah, this game. So this took a while to make. Yeah, we're really passionate about making games. Player choice. Yeah, player choice is really important. Level design, player choice. You don't want to... And just people talking about what their games aren't. Well, some games really box you in. We're not into that. There's a lot of games that don't allow you to mod. We're not into that. They just wouldn't talk about what their games were at all. They wanted to talk about what their games weren't. This whole idea of having people sit down on a couch, stupid idea. You never want to get anybody comfortable unless you're going to probe them. That's why Howard Stern uses a couch. That's why Jay Leno uses a couch. Jay Leno doesn't use a couch for that anymore. He uses it because his back is hurt from all that motorcycle riding.
From all the Doritos that he eats.
So if you're going to put somebody at ease, it's because you want them to slip up, and then the host can carry that information back to the audience for a laugh or a gasp or something. The audience was dead, flat, no heat, nothing whatsoever, spooky, absent, hurtful to the actual imagination of anyone that strives to make games. You made video games boring. PC gamer, don't do it again. You are toxic. You are hurting the industry. I am hopeful that no one saw that. Now, PC gamer, I like your publication. I love your website. For the love of God, you've hurt E3 this year. This is the worst. I've watched them all. I've gone back in time. Well, not literally. If there's a video of it, I'll watch it. I've watched E3 95. I've seen the PlayStation press conference. I've watched it all. We talked about PR speak yesterday. Mm-hmm. We talked about how they're all very good at PR speak. This is what you get, people, when you want something that's objective. This is what you get. Boring, flat, stale, lifeless, sexless, dull, garbage. Never again, PC gamer. You put the most imaginative platform and made it the most boring. Shame on you.
Yeah, I mean,
F.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that they've actually hurt the conference in any way, shape, or form. I just think that the entire point of E3 is it's a big promotional gangbang, and there was no promotion. It was just here's a thing that exists that you already know exists. It was fucking pointless. It was the most pointless thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hypothetical, you're in Russia. Hey, you gonna check out E3? Nah, I play PC games. I don't bother with that console trash. Hey, no, they're doing PC this year. Okay, I will check this out. Oh god, this is boring. This is what E3 is. I not watch. I made him really dumb. And he speaks English fluently.
Yeah, quite fluently.
I can actually speak perfect Russian. I decided not to do it because the audience wouldn't understand.
I don't know. I mean, and the other thing is the type of people who stream E3 conference stuff and you know, people who don't just like read Kotaku the next day to figure out what's going on or whatever. You know, they're people that are already interested in this stuff. Like the audience for that stream was you and I, and it did not appeal.
I hated it.
Anyone, yeah,
I hated it.
Well, and Twitter was fucking hilarious. Like at first, people were like, "This blows," and they're making jokes. Then by the end, it just went silent. They're just like, "This is so horrible. I can't."
That's go home heat.
Yeah,
that's
go
not.
home heat.
You know, that's not being angry anymore. That's just being so disappointed. I stand by it. E3 as a whole, if you chop off that PC segment, is probably a B+. If you included it, I say it would be a C- year. Because you take all the time together and you add that percentage of PC, it is lifeless. It is the worst way to learn about anything, and you won't learn a goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Awful.
And other than that, and Square Enix kind of sucked, but you know, day 1 through Nintendo or day 0 through Nintendo was a lot of fun. It was the most fun I've had watching E3 press conferences in a while. And then Square Enix hit, and I was like, oh yeah, this is why I don't normally watch all the E3 press conferences. And then we got to the PC Gamer one. I was like, cool, I'm literally going to jump off the roof of Video Games Are Dumb.
Yeah.
Enterprise.
Hey, you got the name of the site right.
I mean, we are on the 52nd floor, so.
That's true. I just want to say, you know, real quick, this is one of the best E3s I've ever seen. Sony talking shit about Microsoft, non-existent. Microsoft talking shit about Sony, non-existent. Nintendo or anybody, no fisticuffs. They had confidence. They came onto the stage and they brought their A game, and every single one of those major console makers brought something that you can't get anywhere else, that you should get excited about, and moments that will never, ever be repeated in the history of video games. You can never hear Shenmue 3 being announced for the first time ever again. Final Fantasy VII Remake, never again. Miyamoto showing off the wax paper, never again. And the announcement of backwards compatibility with the Xbox, never again. These are technological breakthroughs. HoloLens, you know, to a lesser extent, Morpheus, and over in Nintendo, what they're planning to do with these amiibos that connect to Skylanders. It was all different directions, all shooting to different stars. It was marvelous. I loved E3. So I'm trying to bring myself back up. Fuck PC gaming. Steve, where can people reach you on the internet?
You can reach me on Twitter at Steve Cuff. You can go to optimismvaccine.com, except not right now because our site's under maintenance.
So just go to shepherdexpress.com and actually read some of Optimism Vaccine's amazing articles.
Good idea. Or you can go on iTunes and you can listen to the OpVacCast, which is the pop culture podcast that I host. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, great. It's on iTunes. I can listen to the OpVacCast on iTunes. But guess what, jerk? I don't like iTunes.
Yeah, you could also go to Stitcher if you want.
Stitcher? Stitcher? Okay, done.
Or you can, when Optimism Vaccine is back up and running again, you can actually stream it straight from the website, or you can download it.
Wow.
Put it on your device of choice.
Sweet. I love devices. Twitter? Did you already say it?
Twitter, at Steve Cuff, or at Optimism Vaccine if you want to follow the blog.
Okay, you can reach me at Dr. Karate Chop. That's at Dr. Karate Chop. You can follow the PRESSURECAST at PRESSURECASTPod. Go to youtube.com/videogamesardumb if you want to check out me playing a bunch of different games this week, including Lego Jurassic Park or Payday Crime Wave Edition, whatever on the PlayStation 4, whatever the hell I just played. Probably a bunch of other games coming up later this week. Not sure what's going to happen. Got another episode of the PRESSURECAST. Gonna go home and drink heavily and forget about PC gaming and awake to find myself in the eternal sunshine of the spotless mind that is day 0 of E3. Forget day 1. Just remember Nintendo. But it doesn't matter. Even if the memories fade from Alzheimer's, the PRESSURECAST is forever. Arr. PRESSURECAST, weekly video game news podcast, is solely owned and operated by Colin Tanner. Guests of the PRESSURECAST are not employees or freelancers of Colin Tanner, the PRESSURECAST, or VideoGamesAreDumb.com, and are not paid. Music featured on the PRESSURECAST is property of their respective owners, and no infringement is intended. For more information, email pressurecast@gmail.com.